Welcome again. This is Brother G coming to you with another video message, another video teaching. So, as you see on the screen, for the love of money or for money is the root of all evil. That was given to us in the New Testament. But today we're gonna use new eyes. Really, is new spirit, the spirit of truth we're using, really. But as the saying goes, we're gonna new eyes, but it's not really new eyes. It's the spirit that is being renewed. We're gonna be revealing who Paul here was speaking to as he was writing this letter to Timothy. And then when we understand the context of what he was saying to Timothy, watch this, I'm gonna jump ahead of myself, to the elders of that particular church, you're gonna realize how instrumental many have used this scripture to subjugate other people into poverty and weakness and cannot stand on their own. That's some powerful statement. But I pray you can stay to the end to hear the truth of this thing. First Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Many preachers, as a famous prophet said this, he said many people take a verse out of context, or even a statement. You see it in social media now, where everybody really play a clip and not telling you the background of the clip. Many people use it. They learn it from the masters. They learn it from the great TV that was the TV programming, like I don't want to call them name, the major networks them that was promulgating these, or even books. The great writers use these contexts. Even Paul used this style, where they take a text, they take a text or a part of a text out of a whole context, and then they use it in another writing. But the problem with that is many people have learned that skill, and they have taken a text out of a context and preach a pretext. And so many of us do that style of writing or speaking or video making by taking out a text out of a whole context and even subjugate people to a different idea from the context of which it was saying, to the detriment of many of us. So let us run to the context of who Paul write this letter to Timothy, for Timothy to express these thoughts to whom. Let's look at the context, and maybe by looking at it, then we can learn something presently today of a truth. It starts out First Timothy, starting at chapter 1, verse 3, and we're going to read about 3 to 7. As I urge you when I went into Macedonia and remain in Ephesus, that you may charge some that they teach no other doctrine. So these are teachers, nor give heed to fables and endless genealogy, which cause dispute rather than ungodly edification, which is in faith. Now the purpose of the commandment is love from a pure heart, from a good conscience, and from a sincere faith, from which some have strayed and have turned aside to idle talk. Desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor the things which they affirm. Now, did you get the context of who Paul here is telling Timothy to teach, or to to charge with these sayings or these doctrine, these ideology, these thoughts that he have gotten. He's telling who you see who it is, designed to be teachers of the law. Who were the teachers of the law presently, even in this time? It was the Pharisees, who were lawyers. It was the Sadducees, who were lawyers and were religious folks also. It was scribes, those were writers. They were priests, they were captains, they were leaders. There was all these people in authority or leadership position. So who Paul was talking to? He certainly wasn't talking to slaves. Now I realize as words change over time, as words are changed over time because they become offensive. So the term slave is really offensive. So they have retranslated in newer texts to call servant. But honestly, they were already slaves here. People, you're gonna see when we go to the verse chapter 3, you're gonna see that it's not servants. They are slaves. They are under the yoke. And so these people were already conquered already. By this time, even before the New Testament and the Old Testament was written, slavery of many different kinds of people were in full swing. I mean, these things are basic. You need people. You need strength of people. You need ignorant people. You need unwise people to do the hard labor. This is a fact. This is the truth. And so by the time the New Testament was written, it's describing their time. They're describing their laws. They're describing their stature. They're describing their codes. And so we have to get a real contextual look at the text for understand how we grow from the thing. You know what I mean? So when we look at the text, they have changed the word slave to servant. But in truth, slavery was in full swing. And even as you keep on reading in verse 8 of the New Testament in Timothy, you would see Paul put in kidnappers, for fornicators, sodomite, murderers of mothers, man slayers, or man thieves. And you could see that in also Revelation. So slavery was in full swing. So I say clearly, without equivocation, this letter wasn't written to slaves and ignorant people who couldn't read. This letter was written to people who have authority, who could read, who understand Latin, who understand Greek, who understand Hebrews. And so this letter was not for those people, because the majority of those people couldn't understand the language they were inculcated. So as somebody start listening to this, and if they reach this far in the video, they're gonna and I've take this line of reasoning, which I believe is a true line of reasoning, because the facts bear this out, the truth bears this out, history bears this out, even present day today bears what I'm saying out. There are still people in slavery. As Bob Marley said, you have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. A lot of people still is in mental slavery, and by that, their body is also in slavery.